Have you ever wanted to try out virtual reality gaming? We have details on where you can go on campus to get your hands on an Oculus Rift.
And one organization strives to form connections with the Valparaiso community through service. We have more on the service organization Circle K coming up.
We've seen plenty of sunshine today. Tune in later to see how long it's going to stick around.
We have that and more. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
Live from the VUTV studio in Schnabel Hall on the campus of Valparaiso University. This is The Shield on VUTV.
Thank you for joining us on The Shield. I'm Blake Harms.
And I'm Katie Nickolaou.
Grad finale is this Tuesday, February 27th from 1 to 6 p.m. in the Harway Union Ballrooms. The event is designed to prepare seniors for the May commencement ceremony. All seniors who are graduating this May and August are encouraged to attend the event. At the finale, seniors can pick up their cap and gowns, have portraits taken in academic regalia, sign the 2018 class banner, and verified diploma and transcript information. In addition, seniors can also purchase graduation announcements and class rings. If you are a senior and cannot attend the event, you must contact the registrar's office in order to finalize some items before commencement.
This past Saturday, the Valparaiso International Students Association and International Programs held their annual Visa World Banquet. The banquet transported participants to other countries through food and a talent show. After trying international foods, audience members were dazzled by song and dance inspired from many different countries, including China, India, South America, and Nigeria. The night ended with a parade of nations, where audience members were encouraged to walk across the stage holding the flag of their nationality. Afterwards, audience and event members danced on stage to close out the night. The banquet is a way to unite us all through the celebration of our differences.
Have you ever wanted to try virtual reality gaming? The VizBox Virtual Reality Room in the library gives people the opportunity to do just that. We sent VUTV's Alex Bartelt to the VizBox to see what games they have for students to play.
Hey guys, so I'm here on the first floor of the Christopher Center at the VizBox section, and I'm here with Bibin. So Bibin, what is it that you do here?
So this is mainly for the students. VizBox, we conduct game nights during the exam sessions like the midterms and the final terms. So before the exam week, we have like game nights. In the game nights, we provide like 50 to 60 games in Oculus Rift and as well as in the VizBox wall. So students get stressed up during the exam time. They can come to the VizBox room and they can play some games. We do have like games like Parrot Coaster in the Oculus Rift. Then on the VizBox wall, we have Crisis, then Euro Truck Simulation 2, then Pro Evolution Soccer. So these are the games that we provide on the VizBox wall. And there is like 50 other games in the Oculus Rift classes. So our next VizBox game night will be on February 22nd. Then on March 19th, we have a Oculus Rift demo. This is a good experience for the students if they really want to experience the virtual reality, because virtual reality is the future, and if students want to know more about the virtual reality, they are always welcome to come to the VizBox room.
This past Saturday, Valparaiso University hosted the 2018 Northwest Indiana Science and Engineering Fair. Elementary students ranging from 6th to 12th grade had their projects displayed in the Christopher Center Community Room from noon to 5 p.m. While their exhibits were open to the public, participants were able to meet current Valpo students in Tour Gellerson and the Neal Science Center.
Making connections with others in the Valparaiso community through service. That's the goal of one organization on campus. In this week's Organization of the Week, we featured the service club, Circle K. VUTV sat down with members of Circle K to find out more about their organization.
Circle K is an organization here on campus. It's based around volunteering. We do all sorts of events on and both off campus. We do events that try to outreach with the community.
Circle K is just a really fun opportunity to get together with other members of campus and work together to help others and just volunteer.
Circle K is important to Valpo because it strengthens the bond between the students here on campus and the community. We do lots of outreach. We try to help the community on all sorts of needs. We do a breast cancer walk. We've collected cans for the needy.
This year we're actually working with other organizations, and we're hoping to get some new members through that.
We're always looking for new members. We do have to pay a due that's once a year, but it's only once a year and you can come join any time. You just come to one of our meetings that's every other Wednesday at 5:30, and you can talk to one of the people on the board and they will get you set up to become a member.
As they said, Circle K is always looking for new members. If you're interested in joining Circle K, they meet every other Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Well, we saw lots of rain last week, causing many local rivers to flood nearby towns. We have meteorologist John Hammersmith in the studio today. John, when will Valpo be seeing its next rainfall?
Well, it could be the next couple of days, probably on Wednesday or Thursday is when we're expecting those next rain showers. But as for today, it's been absolutely beautiful, plenty of sunshine. Right now we're at 50 degrees with that southwest wind of 13 miles per hour. Like I said, radar is quiet across the area, the Chicagoland area, and we're going to remain dry as we head into tomorrow. So for your tomorrow morning commute, your day planner, it's going to be 42 degrees, plenty of sunshine with that south wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then by noon, we'll warm up to 55. And then, yes, you're seeing that correctly, possibly hitting high temperatures of 60 degrees by 4 o'clock. But those winds are going to remain pretty gusty as we get into the afternoon hours tomorrow with that south-southwest wind of 10 to 15 miles per hour.
All right, thanks, John. Coming up after the break, a woman crashed her car into a White House barrier. We have details on the incident.
Classes will soon resume at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. We have reactions of faculty and students as they make their emotional return. Coming up.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that. Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy. Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
The U.S. Secret Service says a 35-year-old woman from Laverne, Tennessee is in custody after intentionally driving into a security barrier near the White House on Friday. Officials say the driver was immediately taken into custody and the car didn't breach a security checkpoint located at 17th and East Street. No one was hurt and no gunshots were fired. The Secret Service has had previous encounters with the woman for a variety of criminal violations near the White House. West Wing staffers were moved from their offices to the ground floor but returned shortly after. The White House went on an exit-only lockdown after the incident, but has since returned to normal operations.
On Sunday, students and faculty made an emotional return to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School to collect the things they left behind February 14th when Nicholas Cruz opened fire on fellow classmates. CNN's Kaylee Herding spoke with some of the students and faculty about what it's like to stepping back into the building for the first time since the incident.
Could you describe the emotions to me of walking back into Stoneman Douglas for the first time?
It was really scary. I didn't know how I was going to feel when I went in and I saw the fence around the freshman building. And all the windows were covered. I was just like, I just can't believe something like this happened. And then we all decided to meet in our theater room where I was, and we just gave each other hugs. And I'm just happy a lot of my friends decided to show up, because without them I wouldn't have been able to do it.
I was anxious and nervous at first, and once I got on campus, I guess everything, to see a lot of people there with their families and stuff like that, to see a lot of my friends, it kind of calmed my nerves a bit. So that was really good to kind of have that kind of moment on campus where everything was, for 1 second, kind of the way it was before everything happened last Wednesday.
I was real anxious, and the closer I got, I was a little more anxious. And then we came in, went through security, went in and parked my car, went on the way to the rooms, saw some other teachers. Everybody was relieved to see each other. and then went to my room and I kind of just sat a minute and I unlocked the door so that obviously the kids can come in to get their backpacks and whatever. And the more students I ran into, it was much more, I'm so glad to see you, I'm so glad to see you, and people were happy versus sad, and as opposed to a negative emotion. People were very upbeat and very relieved to see each other like you hadn't seen them in years. And it's felt like it's been years since I've seen them.
I felt happy to be back, to be around everybody that was there, to know that everybody was safe. It was uplifting. I felt better about coming back to school instead of just walking into school the Monday. It felt great. I felt happy. And it feels
Classes
sad.
at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School will resume on Wednesday.
Now that this year's Winter Olympics are over, many are looking forward to the Summer Olympics in 2 years. Hidemasa Nakamura, the Chief Financial Officer for the Tokyo 2020 Organizing Committee, spoke to CNN about Tokyo's challenges in planning to host the 2020 Summer Olympic Games.
We have no Olympic park, but it's a difficult for operation, but they are good for visitors. They can not only enjoy the Olympic Stadium, but also every point of Tokyo and other area. And the second point, we will introduce the young generation sports, skateboarding, surfing, and sports climbing. So it's a good introduce in Tokyo for the urban sports, and we will make an urban cluster for such young generation sports.
According to the CDC, nearly 100 children have died from flu-related conditions in the U.S. The Federal Health Agency reported 13 more flu-related child deaths. That means 97 children have died since the beginning of this flu season in October. Still, the CDC says the deadly grip of the flu season appears to be weakening. The percentage of people who visited a doctor complaining of a flu-like illness is down by more than 1%. That's the first time the agency has seen a drop this season. Doctors are not ready to say the season has peaked yet, as 39 states are still seeing high levels of flu activity.
Well, we've all been there. You take your pet to the vet and they get scared. One veterinarian in Shorewood, Wisconsin has found a way to take away some of the stress on animals. Mike Kirkov reports about the vet who knows how to strike the right note before their treatment.
There is a vet clinic in Shorewood, north of Milwaukee, that is unlike any other.
Hearing a lot of growl.
Dr. Noah Arnold takes good care of his patients, of course.
So how's it been going?
And then the guitar comes out.
Do you guys want to hear a song? Yeah, I'll often play a song for these guys to just help them get relaxed and help me get relaxed.
He's spent years working in typical clinics, but he's not your typical vet.
He said I wouldn't mind.
When we visited Dr. Noah's Ark Veterinary Clinic, he was preparing 3 dogs and a cat for a full day of teeth cleanings and surgeries. His assistants did the shots. He set the mood.
Was something that I never could do working at a corporate practice. But I find sitting on the floor playing songs to these animals really mellows them.
Dr. Noah says he's jumped from 200 to 2,000 patients in a year, with more every day.
I think it's really refreshing for people. I think they sense the fact that he's genuine, that this isn't just a show.
I had this dream, and here it is.
Coming up after the break, John Hammersmith has your full forecast.
Plus, we have a breakdown of this past week's Crusaders sports. Stick with us.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up. Thank you. Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
What is passion? At Valpo, it's something that pours out of us uncontrollably. It's a late night shot of caffeine, cramming for finals, a jam session with friends. It sees deep into space, turns big stuff into small potatoes, floats boats and floods the senses. Passion is alive, it has a heartbeat, and it lives in you. How do we know? Because at Valpo, passion is who we are.
Well, we've seen plenty of sunshine today. It's been an absolutely beautiful day, and we're going to continue to see this sunshine carry into tomorrow. Tomorrow as well, we may see high temperatures top out of around 60 degrees, but then on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have two little systems start to make their way into our area, bringing us more chances of some rain. Now, radar right now across the Midwest, we're clear, which is a good change of pace compared to last week when we were dealing with all of those rain showers. Now, as far as the Almanac goes, today we did hit a high temperature of 52 degrees. The average high for this time of year is 39, so we're well above that average, and we're going to continue to stay above that average as we head through the rest of this week and then to the beginning of your next work week. As far as temperatures across northwestern Indiana right now, it's 49 in South Bend, 52 in Chicago, and 50 in Rockford. And as I step out these temperatures for you into this evening, we're going to cool down quickly into the upper 30s by 10 o'clock, 37 here in Valparaiso. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to cool down quickly as well. We'll be right around that freezing line for your morning commute. So if you're going to classes or to work, make sure you do have the warm gear packed with you. Then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to warm up pretty quickly. We'll be at 56 by 4 o'clock. And like I said, there'll be parts in northwestern Indiana that could hit a high temperature of 60 degrees. Now, as we go into tomorrow evening, it's going to be more of the same. We're going to cool down quickly. So if you're going out tomorrow evening, make sure you do have the jacket packed along with you. As far as futurecast goes, I'm going to step this out to tomorrow evening. That's when we're going to start to see some clouds develop and start to push into the area. And then as we go through the early morning hours on Wednesday, that's when that system's going to be apparent, bringing some more rain showers, and they're going to persist all through Wednesday morning. We're going to clear out a little bit Wednesday evening, but then that next system coming in the early morning hours of Thursday that we're tracking, possibly chances of some ice and snow. So we'll continue to track this as we get closer to Thursday. That way you can get out and on the road in time for your morning commute on Thursday. So here's this beautiful day tomorrow with that high of 60 degrees. There's Wednesday and Thursday with the next chance of rain. Saturday, there's your start of your spring break for you VU students. So if you're going home, you should have pretty good conditions to travel home in. And then on Sunday and Monday, that's when we'll see those high temperatures into the upper 40s and into the lower 50s.
It looks like a messy system coming in on Thursday. It's the last thing we need after all that river flooding.
Oh yeah, we've seen lots of flooding last week, and then more rain coming on Wednesday, and then possibly some ice and snow on Thursday morning, so you could see that freeze over again, which just leaves travel conditions pretty crappy.
Yeah, something to
Sounds
watch.
like a horrible mess.
Yep.
All right, thanks, John. After the break, we'll have a full breakdown of this past week's Crusader sports. Stick with us.
This just in, we have some breaking news about a Valparaiso University basketball player. Sophomore Micah Bradford has been charged with 2 felonies, along with student Nyla Bush in an apartment off a campus. Police arrested these two on felony counts of obstruction of justice, maintaining a common nuisance and misdemeanor drug count, according to police. When they did not answer the door, the police brought in a drug dog and obtained a warrant to search the apartment for illegal substances. The students claimed that they had been sleeping and knew nothing about the marijuana. An open window, and a few bags of marijuana on the ground outside of said open window led the police to make the arrests. According to the police, quote, the subjects appeared as if they were attempting to destroy or discard of any evidence that they possessed, end quote. VU spokeswoman Nicole Niemi declined to comment about Bradford's arrest. It is unknown at this time how it will affect Valparaiso University as they go into the Missouri Valley Conference tournament coming up later this week. But on a happier note, overall it was a pretty positive week for Valpo athletics, so let's jump right into it. Let's start off first with the Valpo women's basketball team. The Crusaders took on both Indiana State and Evansville in 2 weekend road games. The women first took on Indiana State in Terre Haute, Indiana on Friday. This was not a pretty game for the Crusaders, but there were some highlights. Although 3 players were out due to injuries, Valpo managed to hang on to Indiana State for the first half of the game. However, turnovers and fouls plagued Valpo, leading to a final score of Indiana State 64, Valpo 46. The team went on to face the Evansville Aces on Sunday. Starting the game strong, Valpo built up an 11-3 lead. The second quarter was an issue for both teams, with Valpo making just 2 of their 12 field goal attempts and missing all 6 of their 3-point attempts. Over the next half of play, the Crusaders managed to dominate the Aces, leading to a final score of 67-54. Danny Franklin put up 24 points, while Ella Ellerson led the team with 9 rebounds. The team will return this Thursday, March 1st, to face UNI at home. The Valpo men's basketball team had an up-and-down week as they took on UNI and Drake in their last 2 regular season games of the year. The Crusaders played their last home game of the year against UNI last Tuesday. Unfortunately, this senior night game didn't go as planned for the Valpo men's team. It was as if there was an invisible barrier which kept the team from gaining any solid traction during the game. For the first 6 minutes and 30 seconds of the game, the only basket was made by UNI. After tying at 6 apiece, it was all downhill for the Crusaders as UNI held the lead for the rest of the game, never letting Valpo within 3 points of the lead the rest of the night. The final score, UNI 68, Valpo 63. The team then traveled to Drake to take on the Bulldogs in the last regular season game of the year. The team hoped having President Heckler travel with them would be good luck as the team took on Drake. Tied for 3rd in the Missouri Valley Conference, it was clear that Valpo was the underdog. In the first half, Valpo managed to outscore Drake 18-5 over a 6-minute stretch, extending the Crusaders' lead to 14-7 with minutes left in the half. The Bulldogs had a strong response as they scored 16 consecutive points, which helped lead their teams into the locker room with a tied score at 30 apiece. Over the next half, Valpo would maintain a strong lead, eventually winning with a final score of 69-64. Sophomore Derek Smits was the standout player of the game as he scored a career-best 22 points. This win will no doubt give the Crusaders confidence as they head to the Missouri Valley Conference in St. Louis on Thursday. The men's baseball team took on 2 tough opponents this past weekend. Traveling to Norman, Oklahoma, the team took on Holy Cross and the University of Oklahoma. It was a wild set of 3 games for the Crusaders with high-scoring games. Valpo first took on Oklahoma, a Big 12 team, on Saturday. Valpo led 9-0 through the top of the 6th, which was when Oklahoma came to life. Though Oklahoma would put 4 runs up on the board, Valpo would handily maintain their lead, winning 11-4 and earning the Crusaders their first win of the season. Valpo then went on to face Holy Cross in what would be a blowout game. If you thought the game against Oklahoma was high-scoring, you won't believe how this one turned out. Valpo absolutely obliterated Holy Cross. Over the span of 3 innings, Valpo scored 17 runs. 17! Though Holy Cross managed to score a few runs, it was Valpo who dominated with a final score of 20-6. This marked the most runs Valpo has scored since the 2010 season. And we actually have John Hammersmith with us, who's on the baseball team. What was it like during those games?
It was a great experience to play 2 tough teams from the Big 12. You know, Oklahoma and Holy Cross were 2 NCAA tournament teams. So it was just great to get out there and play 2 very good opponents. And the weather played out pretty well for us too. Not on Friday so much, but on Sunday. And unfortunately, we won't be seeing the weather we saw in Oklahoma here. We were going to see temperatures possibly hit 60 tomorrow, where we saw temperatures in the mid-60s down in Oklahoma.
Wow, that must have been nice down there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Got a little bit of a suntan.
Nice.
All right, well, we'll have a final look at the weather here in Valpo coming up after the break.
TV. Your campus, your story.
Well, as far as the weather goes tomorrow, we're going to see high temperatures possibly hit 60 degrees, which is going to feel awesome compared to what we've been dealing with.
Sounds great.
Especially for February. I'll take that any day.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, for Katie, John, and myself, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on The Shield.